If you're an Amazon seller, Amazon is holding back thousands of dollars from you, potentially even tens of thousands of dollars that you're never going to get back just because there's errors in their system. And in this video, I'm going to go over the different ways that you can go about finding these errors in their system and getting your money back. I've gotten back over $19,000. You can see right here, this is just the list. And I've got another about 17 to 25,000 to get back. And this is just, it's huge. Like they're all these small amounts, like $15, $25, but they really add up. So let's get to all the different ways and then to the tools and the two specific ones in this video. There are over 9 ways that I've identified that you can go to get your money back. But the majority of your money is actually going to come from just 2 of the ways. And we're only going to cover those 2 ways in this video. And I'll show you guys how that can be really easily automated. So you are looking, there's damaged inventory. So I'm just going to go over all of these quick. Amazon, like they've got all this crazy stuff going on in their warehouse and stuff could get damaged in there, you know, understandably with all that going around, or they're going to lose it just because it's so complex. And those are the 2 we're talking about in this video. Then the next ones, so they could misplace your shipments, you know, it could get lost on that cargo ship. It could never even get in there, or it could get in there and then they'll open the box, but then maybe some of your inventory gets lost or, you know, whatnot. There's so many different ways that it could just get misplaced. And then, you know, basically there's other ways where by Amazon terms of service, it says they're not supposed to allow returns after 30 days, but they actually do. So you can get your money back for that, or returns that never get sent back to Amazon. So there's times where, somebody's requesting a return and they instantly take the money out of your account, but you're never getting that money back. And then, so the customer gets to keep the money and their product. So that happens. Getting double charged for returns can happen. And then what happens is replacement and swap. So there's this thing where you could ask for a replacement product on Amazon and they'll send another one from your inventory. But it's really weird where essentially I've had it where they request a swap, they never send back the original, and they get the second one and their money back. So they've gotten 2 products for free from me, and I got charged the Amazon FBA fulfillment fees. And then what also could happen is it could get damaged in the shipment by the carrier. And you need to, you know, there's different ways to get your money back like that, because sometimes they'll just say, oh, it was damaged, and then not give you your money. And it's like, well, you guys, it got damaged, so the you know, USPS or whoever is doing that needs to give me my money back. So you have to submit a claim for that, or the incorrect item is sent back to you. And that's the hardest one. But I'll show you guys what to do with that in another video. Essentially, imagine you're selling whatever, dog costumes or something, and you get back like an old shirt, an old smelly shirt, or like for humans or something like that. Like I've had nothing like that, but I've definitely gotten the incorrect products back before. And it's frustrating. It's like somebody's just screwing me over. But because I know the rules and made a case to Amazon, I got my money back. And that product was like $150. So, I mean, if you've got a higher margin unit and you outsource some of this, it's a pretty good idea to do. So let's go over right now. So how much have I gotten back in the last 18 months? Right here, I've gotten back $19,000. Like that is huge. What is nice is Helium 10 has a tool that just completely automates this. And so you sign up for their account and you could see how much you've gotten in the past. And it's not 100% accurate, but it's really easy. I mean, they got most of the data from me right there. Okay, so I actually got 19,000. They were close. So they're saying that Amazon owes me 16,000. So it's probably a little bit more because even more because there's also these other techniques. But this is like a huge amount of money. You know, and this is just literally stuff that Amazon owes me that they're not giving me. So why does this happen? Well, there's errors in Amazon's system, and it's not really in their interest to fix these errors. So they don't want the errors to be on the other way and paying us way more because they would just get taken to the house. So they'd rather have errors be on us and for us to have to call them out on. And why? Because they're not going to get it perfect, or it costs a lot of money to make sure it's absolutely perfect. So that's going to cost them millions of dollars in engineering costs. Plus, it's going to cost them tens or hundreds of millions of dollars over years correctly reimbursing us. So it's in zero interest of Amazon to fix this to be completely to a T. So as a business owner, this is what we have to do to, you know, put up our end of this business relationship with Amazon. It's not that they mean bad. It's I understand. It logically makes sense. Like I'd rather be more cautious with my return and like refund policy. if I'm not going to be perfect. So that's what it is. So essentially, we're going to go through the steps now of exactly how you use Refund Genie. All right, so this is the general process. You go to Helium 10, sign up, put in your credentials and whatnot, and then you're going to see how much you're going to get. And you can actually see how much you're going to get before you pay for the app. So you can see if it's going to be worth your time or not. And you get all the other tools, parts of Helium 10, and I talk about those in other videos, but this is the one that really makes your money worth it. Yeah, so we download the reimbursement report. Okay, and then you go into the app here, and you're going to get damaged and lost. So this, like I said, this is the 80-20 of the reimbursements. What we're going to want to go through then is damage. So here's the problem, okay? You're going to make a case for each one of these, and depending on how many ASINs you sell, it's going to be different. But I sell a lot of different ASINs, so I have a lot. What I need to do then is first I need to move these to another one. So if I just did like a test Refund Genie, because I actually have my own folder, we'll just do this. And you're going to want to move these files out of the zip file so that you can actually access them. And then I would go into damaged. And what I do then is I just start changing these one by one. And so that you have a file scheme. Because otherwise, it gets really hard to track these of, okay, which ones are open, which ones are not. So I would go to this and I would just name it number 1, D, the first damaged, and then company name, whatever you're going to do, damaged. Okay, and then do that scheme. This would be number 2, 2D, company name. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so go on like that. Do that for all of them. And you do the same thing for lost. The reason why is because when we go over here, and I go to like this, so essentially, you're going to be submitting these cases into Amazon, but they're not always going to approve the cases right away. Essentially, like for this, if we were to open one of those one of these, it gives us like this raw text data. And then let's say we go ahead and we put it in a new tab, Control C. So opening one of those pieces of spreadsheet data, I was able to get this. And it says that Amazon owes me 9 inventory reimbursement. Okay, so I put that on my sheet right there. But basically, there's a chance they might not approve you. And then on top of that, if they do approve you, they might not actually reimburse you all the units that you're owed still, because the reps are not very good. You need to kind of use this structure, and this is what I found internally for me to be the best. So I go and I submit a case. It was supposed to be 9, and the way I was able to figure that out was, I literally just opened this first one. Yeah, see, it says 11, 9, whatnot. Great. So now we do that, and then I'll get to the rest of the spreadsheet at the end. So we have the date submitted. So this is like when you submit the Amazon claim. This is the file name. So I use the D1 because damaged 1, and you're going to rename those. So that way you can keep track of which file is which. And then you'll get the FN SKU, which is your item in the inventory, the quantity that you're requesting to get reimbursed for that you're owed, and then the case ID. So this is the Amazon internal one because that's the only way that you're going to be able to search the case that you're making at Amazon. And then if it gets approved or denied, because they're not always going to approve you, but you should get approved. So you're going to have to reopen a new one or reopen that same one. And then you then still, even if you're approved, you got to make sure that that quantity approved matches the case ID, okay? And then on top of that, then you got to keep track. Have you resubmitted to get those other 2 yet? And that resubmission date, which is what I like to do. Just like this makes it easier for a process flow so that I know what still needs to be taken action on. And I use that kind of this little coloring scheme. Let's say we have one of these cases. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to go into my Amazon account. All right, so then this is how you open actual cases. So if you go to help on your Amazon account, you hit contact us. Now what we do is hit selling on Amazon. And then what you're going to have to do is go over to this right-hand side. My issue is not listed. Contact support. And then other issues, other account issues, go to email. Okay, and then now the way that I do this, other account issues, and then you do the name of that file in there. So what I would do then is take this file name, and then you use the template. Okay, right there. So basically, Helium 10 will give you a template in the beginning, but you want to change it. Okay, because you don't want to have the exact same verbiage as everybody else's with the tool, because they're trying to cut back on these services that are doing it automated. So sometimes they will just honestly deny you in the first case, because if it's an automated tool, it's not going to be smart enough to say, no, we're right. So make it, change it up, and then defend yourself if you're right. And that's what I do. It's just a little bit different from the Helium 10 one. And it just says, after deep research, I've discovered the items, are missing. Please kindly do this. I really appreciate selling on Amazon. I always like to give some love to Amazon, show that I really am grateful that this platform exists. And even though I'm having to fight to get my money back, I'm still happy doing it. If you always have a really good attitude with Amazon, I think that's the best way to go. Once you get all of your cases made, over here, you're going to see your case ID on your case log. Now what you can do, you'll take that info and we're going to put it all into this spreadsheet. So I take that case ID, put it there, and then just fill this info in as you go. Because as you get more and more cases, it gets more complicated, and that's really the unique way to research your case. Or if all else fails, you've got that file name, and that's why we changed the file name. Because if you get denied and you need to reopen or make a new claim, you want to know what file that you're trying to get reimbursed for, or to check. So there's that, and then I'll go ahead and show you guys on that number 1. So basically right here, they gave me this reimbursement, okay? But I went through it. They said, dear Amazon seller, blah, blah, blah. And they said, oh, what do you know? We've done this. And they gave me these reimbursement IDs, okay? So then what I had to do was go and actually get these reimbursements done. Or I had to go check the reimbursements on my account to see, okay, well, how many did they actually reimburse me for? So you go to reports, you go to fulfillment, and then you go to reimbursements. And then let's just say this reimbursement in the last 7 days, okay? And you do that, and you'll see it was 3 right there. 3 cash reimbursed. Okay, so then now we're going to need to do it again. And then everything, and you add it up, and it turns out that this was only 7 units. So I laid that out up top here, and I said, hey, we only got reimbursed for 7. I needed to get reimbursed for 9. Can you please do that? So that's why it's important to have the quantity approved there, because you want to get all your dollars. So this will be another $30 in my pocket just by doing that. Reopening the case, it took 2 minutes. So do that, and then finally, once your green's all the way, then you're done, and just keep going forward with it. And that's the process. And you do the same thing for the lost. Sometimes you will get denied. I guess I could cover that. So if we got denied for a case, we could go ahead and you could reopen the case. So let's see, answered. And to just reopen a case, you could just do it right at the top, reopen this case. Or you could go ahead and just open a new one. I don't know exactly which one works best, to be honest, because I haven't done this in a while. But I've done it before. So test, see what works for yourself the best. And I hope this video was really helpful. Like I said, use Helium 10. Please, if you want, use my link. It would be greatly appreciated. Do this. Get your money back. Whether you use Helium 10 or do it manually, you can go through your reports and figure it out too. It just takes a lot of time. Don't let your money sit at Amazon. That's all that I really care about. So I hope this was really helpful to you guys.